Now, when I tell you that it is literal hell being an author and a person of color, or from any minority group really, I mean it. Slight trigger warning for people that get upset over some certain comments regarding racism, Islamophobia, and so on, because I know that it can be quite upsetting for me to see these addressed towards other people as well. So if you're someone that gets upset easily about these kind of things, your emotions are totally valid, but just a slight warning that you will see some of these things in this video. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Faisal Muhammad. I'm the author of these books over here. Well, it's the same book that's hardcover and paperback in white. And recently, since I published this book, which is a book about the Romanian Revolution, it's a historical fiction novel, I've been subjected to the kind of racism that I didn't even think existed in the 21st century. And let me show you the different kinds of racism that exist out there, that especially people of color, I think are quite vulnerable towards, because there's just so many different kinds of people out there that try and target the same ethnic groups and minorities, and it can be quite distressing at times. I just want you to know that if you're an author, or if you're just in any creative group and you've been going through similar things, you're not alone. You're not the only person that's experiencing these kind of things. And let me show you all the different examples, because honestly, if it wasn't sad, it's quite funny as well. I usually blur out usernames, but if someone has publicly sent these kind of comments one after the other and a lot, I don't think that they really care about what kind of public image they have. So, if you really care about what you're being perceived as publicly, you don't want other people like employers to find the kind of, bad things that you've done, then surely you wouldn't do it. But that's why let's just keep the usernames not hidden. This person has, for example, been saying loads of different things. As you can see, it ends up with, of course you encourage diversity, in a post that I made about the film that I'm making, where I encourage diversity, people from all sorts of ethnic groups and just any kind of minority. People from diverse groups should apply because we love that. Anything to raise my people, because of course the straight white male nation is probably the most erased group ever. Now, it's not just people that are trying to attack me for being a person of color, because there are different groups that are attacking this book and just me because they're seeing that I'm writing about Romania. So there's two different kinds of racism. There's people that are racist because they see a person of color writing about European history and all of a sudden they're really defensive about it. And then there's the other group that sees something about Romania being written, they don't care who's writing it, but they are racist towards Romanian. And I really wish that more Romanian people understood this concept, that people in the West and people in Europe usually do not see immigrants as two separate groups. They just see an immigrant as an immigrant. So this is the average reform protest comment. Look at this. Oh look, someone dropped their wallet full of coppola over there. If that's not just the typical Romanian stereotype, posted on a video that I made about this book, which is obviously about Romania, and it's got, the Romanian flag and all that kind of stuff. So it's attracted this fellow over here who is saying something about, one of the typical Romanian stereotypes, which is also really harmful, and it's really wrong to categorize people this way. And then lastly, the funniest one is that somehow my book about Romania ended up on Hungary's For You page, where the Hungarians are defensive about their castles and Transylvania and the century-old battle between these two countries, which is probably the most funny one out of here. But just, different layers of comments that you get.